Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, or if you're new, welcome. When you get back into more foodie beauty content, we're back with the latest mukbang, which is the last video I'm finally caught up with. Of course, Foodie would upload 3 videos in one day, the day I decided to take a day off. So now we're finally caught up, and we can move on to, oh god, both Foodie and Amber have an uploaded video tomorrow, don't they? That's fine, we'll do that tomorrow anyway. Alright, so let's get into it and see what they're up to, shall we?
Hey everyone! Alright, so here's tonight's dinner. Tonight we're having some sloppy joes. The sauce smells amazing. Here is the sloppy joe sauce. And I made some rice for Salah. This is some fluffy, perfectly cooked rice infused with fragrant bay leaves. And we also have some buttered potato buns here for the sloppy joe. Salah will just have his on the side. Now, the potatoes are in the oven, but I'll show you those in the next slide. Alright, here's dinner. 2 sloppy joes, handful of pickles, and we have some Parmesan crusted roasted potatoes. Let's eat!
I'm honestly surprised she didn't decide to put a bunch of cheese on the sloppy joes too. Like, that seems like such a foodie thing to do, and yet a missed opportunity.
Well, hello guys, hello. Bismillah. Oh my goodness.
I'm just gonna cut the video here and say, I know what Foodie's gonna say, just 100% without even watching this video. The next word she's gonna utter, something along the lines of it being a craving. Like, the sloppy joes was a craving. She just was so desperate for it.
I made sloppy joes. I've been craving sloppy joes forever, okay?
Mate, you're so predictable. Like, do yourself a favor and crave a bowl of water and a salad sometime.
And messy, because it's a sloppy joe.
I have seen you turn some of the cleanest foods into a sloppy mess just because you add so much condiments on top of it. Like, you can make anything gross and disgusting.
I want to talk about something. I guess a lot of people will consider this a rage because anytime I address something, here's the thing. I want to talk about.
I like when Foodie says, here's the thing, because usually there's some drama about to happen.
People saying I'm cosplaying as a Muslim.
Oh, I gotta wonder who that could have been. She's watching me, guys.
I'll tell you why you cannot say that.
I've said it once, I'll say it again. You are in fact cosplaying and appropriating a religion, because you are.
In Islam we believe.
No, it's in Islam they believe, because you are not part of that. You are someone who is dating a man who is Muslim, quotations, because he doesn't even meet the requirements of being a Muslim himself.
That only Allah can judge us, because only Allah, God, knows the true intentions of someone.
You could chill with a holier-than-thou attitude because we all know the intentions. You want a man, you like the idea of Middle Eastern men and Muslim men because it's a fetish to you, and you want to date one, so therefore you did.
Only He knows what is in their heart, their intention, and their soul.
I must be a god then, because I can see into your soul real easy. I can see depression, malice, and a lot of desperation.
We are not equipped as other humans to judge others.
So let me get this straight. People can't judge you because they're not equipped as human beings to judge other people, but you're perfectly fine to do it? So much so that you were doing it in the video you posted last, which was only yesterday?
On morality, especially since we all sin.
Except you're forgetting 2 things. 1, there are levels to sin, like you can have greater sin than someone else, and 2, I'm not Muslim, I'm not religious. Your idea of morality, or what your perceived God's morality is to me, means nothing, because I in fact am not religious.
That's why the classic biblical saying, because most of you watching me are Christian, or probably not religious. Let ye who is without sin cast the first stone.
You always gotta love a hypocrite, don't you? Because if you want to use the Bible to shut down people's critiques, I can easily do the exact same thing. For example, do not repay evil with evil or insult with insult. On the contrary, repay evil with a blessing, because to this you are called so that you may inherit a blessing. Right there. Why do you rage post, you hypocrite?
It is permissible for another brother or sister, meaning another following Muslim, more pious than myself, to educate or gently remind on certain practices or behaviors of a Muslim.
Yeah, and I'm willing to bet most Muslims who see the way you act would not be impressed with how you do it. Your behavior, your actions are probably a direct insult to their religion, their culture, their beliefs, and traditions.
Some reaction channel, not some non-Muslim reaction channel, or hater, or stranger. And when I say Allah knows my heart, because why would someone say I'm cosplaying? What behavior? Is it because I swear and rage back at people who try to hurt me, who try to dox my family, who come for me every day, and sometimes I've had enough and want to tell you to F off?
That is one aspect to it, but there's also plenty of others, one of which was you admitting that you don't actually believe in Allah or God or anything because your husband cheated on you, which is not faith in a religion. Like, you were simply doing it because you were dating a man. Like, that in itself proves that you are not a religious person, let alone a Muslim.
Because I swear, at times I'm uncouth. I come from... That was my life for many, many years, okay? I was not raised a devout person with a lot of etiquette, alright?
My dude, you're a grown-ass adult with a fully developed brain, higher conscience, you possess the ability of change. If you don't want to change, that's completely on you. Don't pretend like it's your parents' fault for not raising you as a devout Christian, Catholic, or Muslim. Like, that's completely on you as a grown adult for not changing.
So learning how to be a better person is not easy, and it can take years for people to develop a better character.
You're 41 years old, you've been cosplaying a Muslim for 2 years, you should have changed by now. Why haven't you?
Should I be setting a better example? Yeah. Should I be lashing out and swearing and acting in a certain way? No. I have trouble controlling myself a lot of the time, and I get defensive. And I forget what, I'm supposed to be doing. But to say someone is cosplaying because you're judging them, how they're acting, I'm not talking against Islam. I'm not saying anything bad about the religion. Just because I have anger issues about being attacked all the time does not mean that I don't believe.
You said it yourself that you don't believe in God the moment your husband cheated on you. Like, you said that's completely on you. And you can argue whether or not you changed your mind, but we all know it's a bunch of bullshit. Like, if your husband left you right here, right now, I highly doubt that you're going to stay in Kuwait. I really do. I don't think for a second that you're going to stay here and pretend to be the Muslim that you are for the rest of your life. It's bullshit. Secondly, if you need a god or a higher power to threaten to send you to hell for all eternity in order to be a good person, you're not a good person because you're doing it for a selfish reason. You're doing it for an ulterior motive. That's why I don't like the concept of religion or people who use religion as a way of trying to act holier than everyone else, because you're not doing it for the right reasons.
I took the Shahada. I pray. You don't see what I do outside of the camera. I talk to Allah. I make dua. I'm a believer. I'm generous.
Wait, do you actually believe any of this bullshit? Like, are you convincing us or are you trying to convince yourself? Because, like, generous? You. Of all people, generous.
You can have the opinion that I'm not doing these things.
I am so glad that you allow me to have an opinion. I'm so gracious for the one and only Foodie Beauty to give me the ability to talk and use my voice.
But your opinion doesn't make anything a fact.
I mean, you are right about that. My opinions don't make something factual, but what does make something factual is you doing that thing and then me having an opinion on it.
And the call to prayer happens, you don't know if I'm making up the prayer later.
Nor do I give a shit.
For a community of people to say these things is extremely wrong and immoral yourself.
I mean, at this point, do I even need to continue the argument? Because, like, we all know for a fact that she's not actually a Muslim, right? She can pretend all she wants, but she's not, in fact, obeying the religion in the way it's supposed to be obeyed.
Do you guys do that to Christian people or from any other religion? Do you like, take a magnifying glass?
Here we go. Islamophobia. My dude, you can be any religion. I'm gonna criticize you regardless.
And pick apart every little thing? Like, she's not pointing in the right direction, when I actually was anyways, but she's not praying in the right direction. You know, she doesn't know the direction of the Kaaba. You know, like, she's not talking about Ramadan. I said before Ramadan started, religious videos. It's not, my channel's not about religion.
My dude, like, do yourself a favor, and I know this might be a little bit hard for you to understand because, you know, lack of accountability and all, but maybe, just maybe, it's your fault for constantly lying that people perceive you as a liar. Have you ever thought about that?
I share my iftars. Sometimes I share my thoughts on what Islam has taught me. If we go out and do vlogs at like a mosque or something like this that involves religion, sure, but I'm not, like, Ramadan is a time for personal reflection. It's not a time to share with the internet. And I did do some in the past, but this year, I'm not decorating or anything, so.
If Ramadan is about personal growth and self-reflection, why haven't you done any? Like, 2 years, no change, no betterment of yourself, not just physically, mentally and emotionally too, and yet you are upset that people call you a fake Muslim. You've been a Muslim for 2 years, no self-reflection, no growth, nothing. You can't even fake modesty. Well, I mean, you attempted to, but we're going to see how long that takes. Maybe a couple weeks, couple months, we'll figure that out in the retro reacts.
But for people to sit there and be like, she didn't say Bismillah. Do you know that most of the time, you can say that in your heart? You could say that internally. You don't have to say it out loud. Just like prayer.
Me personally, I don't care. I just say it to stir the pot because I think it's funny. But let's face it, you don't really care about anything other than your own self-fulfilling purposes.
But the reaction channels saying these things, accusatory things, are not Muslim.
Shit, you got me. I am in fact not a Muslim.
They don't know anything about Islam.
You're right, that's why I have Google, and Google tells me that in fact you know jack shit about Islam either.
But they need something to make me look bad, so they use my religion against me.
Yeah, no, mate, there are plenty of things to make you look bad, including, you know, the animal abuse, and, oh, this lovely little nugget I found the other day.
Quick warning, the contents of this video are deeply disturbing, and many of you are probably going to find it upsetting, so I just want to give you a heads up. May 24th, 2022 in Uvalde, Texas, Robb Elementary School, 19 children and 2 teachers were brutally murdered.
The song was about until recently, I swear. I was like, what? Make that ass clap for me. So I'm just gonna pretend like I don't know what it means. Because I like the beat. America, this is your fucking culture. This is your new anthem.
Now, for those who don't know, Pumped Up Kicks is a song that is about a school shooting. Yes, she did in fact play that after the school shooting, multiple times, where she sung, danced, and then laughed her ass off to that, after people told her it was in poor taste and she knew what she was doing, and then proceeded to say that was America's culture and their national anthem. And she wonders why people think she's a horrible piece of shit.
I can't control what people say or think, so this is the last I'm going to talk about it. But to accuse someone of cosplaying when you don't know how they feel in their heart, you don't know what they do off camera. Why? Because I've had trouble with addictions, with smoking, cannabis. Even a Muslim who smokes cannabis is still a Muslim.
You're forgetting about the other stuff you used to do? Like, we're just gonna ignore that? Not to mention the food addiction you still have, and you refuse to work on?
Do you go around counting the sins of Christians on the internet? There's a lot of reaction channels who claim to be Christian.
I like how she takes the religion part and tries to paint that as really the whole picture. Like, my dude, we're not criticizing you simply because of your religion. There are plenty of other things we criticize you for. Like, your religion is just one aspect.
And sit there and judge me for 5-6 hours. Judge not lest ye be judged.
Kind of a moot point considering the fact that you did the exact same thing. So, you judge them, they judge you judge them, they judge you. One big circle.
So you're not following the rules of your religion, but you hold me to a different standard. Why?
You know what type of energy this gives? It's like adult actor leaving the industry, becoming Christian, and then continuing to do the same thing just on a different website. And it's like, well, I wear a cross, so therefore I'm Christian. And it's like, my dude, you're still doing the exact same thing. Like, Foodie pretends that she's Muslim, but she's still doing the exact same things she used to do before she was Muslim. Like, no different. I mean, besides, you know, the adult acting, of course.
So yeah, I don't need to hear it from people who are literally not even Muslims sitting there. She's not drinking with the right hand. That means she's not a real Muslim. Like, why you expect me to be a perfect Muslim is ridiculous to me, but you just need to worry about yourselves.
The perfection argument is just so old because, like, I don't expect perfection from anyone because I myself am not perfect. That being said, like, if you want to be perceived as a Muslim, you have to follow the customs and traditions of what it is to be a Muslim. You can't simply just go, alright, I'm wearing a hijab, Muslim. Like, that's not how it works. That being said, I don't really care whether or not you choose to be a good Muslim, you choose to act like a real Muslim, or if you don't even want to be a Muslim at all. Like, my criticisms come for you being a animal neglector and just a terrible person. Like, it is what it is. If you don't like it, change those things and I'll stop criticizing you.
That's it. I don't have to prove anything to anybody. And that's the lesson here. That's what I wanted to say.
You're right, you don't have to prove anything to anyone, and we don't have to stop criticizing you. Get on board and suck it up, princess.
Alright, so, yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.
Alright guys, going to the end of the video. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. I did cut out a bunch of content that was mostly her talking about how she made the sloppy joes, which, dead content anyway, so it doesn't matter. That being said, I was going to stick to her just complaining about not being a real Muslim or something. I'm such a dick. That being said, thank you again, and hopefully get to see you lovely people in the next one. Bye-bye.